this works. We are going to get in here a little bit. There we go. Can I zoom? I can zoom. Sweet. All right. We should be starting any about 5 minutes or so. Ah. Hi guys. Sorry, we're going to start in like 5 minutes or something. And we have Kage and Rishoni and Iggy. And it's going to be fun. Yeah. All right. Hey guys. Alcly has a beard too. All right. Give me a second. Oh, sorry.
Okay. Xander, what? Do you also have the opinion that affects your human nature?
I'm not having pizza? I don't know. What?
Of the sugar?
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm good for now.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm good.
Oh, yeah. I'll take your Starbucks, kids. What's a Welsh?
Whatever, man. Oh, man. I'm sorry.
You got it.
I'm not like...
Here is Cuba. You are not as dexterous as your fellow friends.
Hello.
I am demonstrating I am a bad person. I am eating pizza in front of an audience and not sharing.
That just makes the pizza better.
You mind? I offer something better.
It's so good.
I offer you candy or your blood. Human, 2 pieces of candy for one of your precious ones. No.
All I need to do is put on a Professor Oak imitation.
Just got two down. Then I got something down my throat, and I don't know what it is. All right. Just that it's hard. Which wasn't surprising. So.
Yeah. How you turn this on?
Hello.
Hey.
Ready? All right, I guess we're gonna go. Hello and welcome to the Dragon Show. That's Dragon and Fair together. I'm Xander. This is Alkali.
I'm not here!
And we're for reality. Woo! Introductions.
Let's start over on the other side of the table. Uncle Kage was supposed to be joining us, and this gentleman has took his chair, so that's happening now. Ladies and gentlemen, the young and really gay Uncle Kage! Going over the other side of the table, you might recognize him from walking off the stage during his introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Iggy! He was getting into costume. Yet another one of your guest of honors, gentlemen. I know this guy from a few years. He has been helping me year after year, closing. I'm really drunk. He has helped me year after year closing out Anthrocon's variety show, My Freaking Rock, the insanely talented Rashoni! And of course, the unbelievable, the creator of the Dragon Show. Guys, let's give it up for Xander the Blue.
And everyone, let's give it up for Alkali.
One day I'm going to be able to hear that. So let's give it up for Alkali and just the audience. And you said, boo. And that's it. I always expect that.
All right, who here has never seen a Dragon Show ever or whatever? Hands? Okay, we got a few.
Oh, thanks,
I can
Tom.
lie.
Thank you, my Patreon, who has never apparently watched my show.
What's a dragon?
Oh, screw you. A dragon is what happens when a dragon and a ferret love each other and medical science just basically takes a nap.
Skip the details.
Skip the details. So there we were, in the bedroom. Pizza was in the other room. We needed to be quick about it. Condoms weren't an option. When a loud dragon and a candy ferret love each other very much.
Oh my god.
This is why I have to say anyway, okay? This is why. Because he does this shit.
Are you one of their females?
Anyway.
Panel ALS? Drink?
I have pizza. Okay. The theme is the future, right? Or Doctor Who, kind of?
The theme is outer space.
Outer space.
Strange New Horizons.
Strange New Horizons.
Why are there pirates in Strange New... Dude,
Space pirates.
dude, have you not watched Firefly? Pirates in space, bitches. Nathan Fillion is my spirit animal. I found out he has an electric skateboard. I'm like, all right, I'd let him do me.
He's also the Hammer.
He was the Hammer.
We saw a billboard on the way here of the Hammer as a lawyer. I was like, oh, the Hammer's his penis. I remember that. What, Dr. Horrible? Come on.
Thank you so much.
The future. All right, sorry. Bad horse. Holy shit. Oh, we have one more person here that's not here yet.
They'll be coming.
Oh,
They'll be
I
coming.
think he went to the
Okay.
restroom.
He did.
Gotcha.
He also might have taken a nap, which I'm not going to blame the man for.
He's napping on the toilet.
No.
All right.
No
Miss
toilet
Shelley.
naps.
Shelley, you are...
Wait, it's efficient. It's
It's very efficient. You are the rock and roll dragon, am I correct?
Yeah, so it's
Rock and roll has a lot of stereotypes with it. Are you telling me you've never fallen asleep on the shitter?
I have actually.
Hold on. Sleeping on the shitter was called that the temporary Elvis. So okay.
That mic is kind of cutting.
Okay. How are you allowed to make that joke? You guys found it funny this time, but he finds me eating a peanut butter bacon banana sandwich one time and he's pissed at me.
That sounds freaking delicious.
It was amazing and I almost got a divorce.
You can eat that once you get a black belt in karate like Elvis or something like that. You have not earned it.
I haven't earned my sandwich. And this is how we live together. He'll just be walking around the house. I'll be staring at a bag of Cheetos thinking, should I or shouldn't I? And from the other room, like, you haven't earned it! And I don't know if he's playing Rocket League or telling me I'm fat.
You don't understand. Alkali will. I went over this on our last episode. He'll look at a bag of Cheetos and like look at it as a component for his alchemy lab. Like, did you know he can put this on potatoes? I'm like, why would you do that?
Of course, he's a fat genius.
All right. Let me explain something to you. He bitches now. But there was a day when I realized that I could make a hot water crust. Do you know what a hot water crust is? It doesn't fucking matter. Because here's what we did. Hot water crust, really deep. It was this deep. Filled it with mozzarella, pepperoni, and pizza sauce. Put a lid on it, cooked it, chilled it, cut it. He went, what is this? And I'm like, it's a deep dish pizza pie. And he went, we're going to die. And I said, yep. This motherfucker ate a quarter of it. Don't let him lie to you. He's as bad as me. He just works out.
So he tries where you gave up?
Dude, giving up? How do you think he started dating me? I wore him down.
Anyway. I have many Patreon questions to answer.
Hold on. We gotta talk to Iggy. Iggy's the guest of
Oh, hi, Iggy.
Oh, hi, I'm here.
Iggy, you are known as the game show liaison of the fandom. You have been running game shows in this fandom now for, I can think back to 6 years of you doing this shit. You've probably been doing it longer though.
Try 10.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Iggy, what the hell made you think, you know what I want to do? I want to run game shows because you are damn good at it.
Wow.
Yeah, he is a masochist, but that's not going to be the answer because I'm going to just torture him until he doesn't say, I'm suicidal.
Is that glass going to wind up in his face at the end of the program?
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
That's the kind of quality content I
I
want to
have
see.
sound, I hope.
Richard,
The other one was dead.
That's a good question. Sort of, it kind of began because like one of the first things I ran was Lupus and Tabula, at least in the fandom.
Yep.
And we played that a ton in high school. And basically, I mean, the story kind of goes: you get too good, and then you're always killed first. So some sucker has to run the game, and somewhere in there is where it started. And I really like Arkham Horror, and one thing that I always felt was like lacking was like, particularly in the furry fandom, is no one kind of runs like really complicated board games to let people like play games they really want to play, but they usually take a really long time to do, and they need someone that kind of knows how to run it. So I sit around and play Arkham Horror in the Legend of Zoltar style, which is by yourself.
I have a quick question, actually. Have you ever played a game of Werewolf or ran it where the player wants it to be eaten by the werewolf, like really badly?
Yes.
God damn it. Like they're just slathering themselves in barbecue sauce between rounds and stuff.
Yeah, it's Golden Central. Sometimes people really have to pee.
That mic isn't working.
They
It's not
do.
working either.
No.
Come eat me, werewolf!
I'm just gonna yell.
It means
The amount of mics. They keep giving me the microphone.
Hey, guys,
Nature's
I
mic.
just have a
Here we
random thought about like game show hosting in general and stuff like that. And you guys do a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, right?
Yes, we do.
So I was thinking, you've got all these iconic show hosts like Bob Barker and Alex Trebek. When it comes right down to it, are those guys basically glorified DMs?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm sending an email to Wheel of Fortune.
Dear Pat Sajak. Hey, Vanna White.
No, this is how it starts. Dear Pat Sajak, roll for initiative.
Oh my God.
Sense motive. Yeah, see, that's one of my big fears. Like, what if one day D&D does become reality? We are gonna murder everyone. It's okay, because apparently we'll survive it.
I gotta do questions. People who give us $10 on Patreon gotta ask us questions.
Which is weird.
Yeah. Eggman.
Hey, man.
Is ketchup, mayo, or something else most appropriate for a chicken sandwich?
Boo! Boo, I say! There's only one thing appropriate for a chicken sandwich, and my glorious mate taught it to me. That's right. He came home from McDonald's late one night and said, Alkali, I have brought home a McDicken. And I walked into my kitchen to see the man that I love, the man that knows my sense of humor, the man that knows that I appreciate being entertained, nude with a chicken sandwich ring around his dick. That's when I proposed to him. Because I knew he understood me. And that night I became the Hamburglar. It's okay, while I was fucking him, he had a grimace on his face.
Rubble.
Yes! Oh, that was fucking good, you bitch.
That was not mayonnaise. All right.
The condom broke. And that's how the Big Mac got made. Oh, come on. You know the Big Mac was not. Basically, it was an abortion in a state that couldn't have abortions. Come on.
That's how we answer
Questions on this show, so yeah, strap in. I remember Mac Tonight. Do you remember Mac Tonight? That has to do with space.
Flying through space.
Hell yeah, Mac tonight.
The best part about the moon guy for McDonald's is the fact that the song is stolen from Bobby Darin, which is a song about a murderer and arsonist who went to prison 4 times until they finally decided to kill him.
Wow. What?
That's the song that McDonald's decided to steal to make an ad campaign out of to sell burgers.
40 dead from us. 1 billion served. 9 million survived.
Next question. Skylar Ringtail.
Anyway, hey
Skylar.
Skylar. Skylar's like literally in Indianapolis. They're on
Yeah.
their way here right now.
They are on their way. What advice do you have for someone wanting to become a better storyteller? Be it a DM, stage entertainer, or day-to-day life?
All right, first thing I'm going to tell you, and this is something we talked about recently, if you're going to perform, if you're going to get up on stage and enjoy yourself, do it as sober as physically possible, because you're going to need all your wits about you. The The second thing I'm going to tell you, if you're going to try to get a story, because stories are based off experience, they're based off your life, they're based off of you, be high as fuck when they happen to you. I will tell you this right now. Those aliens that abducted me may have just been a car that hit me, but I was high enough that they were aliens that abducted me.
I don't know where Kage is.
Do I want some? If it's dick or booze, yes.
Yes.
I mean, it's booze that tastes like a really good orgasm, so I mean.
Yes, please.
Whoa.
Okay.
I like orgasm and booze. Both are good combinations.
My friend, because it is red, let's keep it small. I've been trying to stay.
I understand.
My general.
Plus, this is my wine. I'm not sharing it all.
Understood, dude. Enjoy your own shit.
Yeah, my general advice is for storytelling. You have your you always have your punchline, but always tell little jokes along the way.
There could be someone
A little like jokeify all the little facts in your storyline along the way, just so you can get to the punchline, basically.
You will like this.
Okay.
This is a fruit wine. It's a fruit wine. You love fruit wines. Very sweet. Xander loves fruit and fruit wines.
That explains your relationship.
And dude, Xander likes your wine. Dude, Xander likes your shit.
Moving on, Tyro.
Hey, Tyro.
What are the boozes that you don't like but wish you could enjoy?
All right, that's going to be a pause because I just learned today. Now, I've known the dragon sitting next to me since I used to call him a dinosaur. I did. You corrected me once. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Now I'm going to do it to piss you off.
So I wasn't the only one.
You are not the only person that does that.
Oh, I know. I could tell by the dead look in your eye. But like, Rashodi, the rock and roll dinosaur, and he went,
So close.
so close.
So close.
Rashodi, am I correct in thinking that you are, for the lack of a better term and not meant derogatively, you are a teetotaler, you do not drink?
Well, it's kind of a hard thing to talk about at the moment. Medication's involved right now.
Understood.
But
Okay.
I do enjoy the occasional drink. I am restricted against vodka because it don't like me.
Okay, I have never in my life heard people saying tequila, I've heard people saying rum, vodka being the cleanest drink out there. That's the one that doesn't agree with you?
Apparently, but here's the thing. I'm also very inexperienced with the wide range of alcohol that exists out there. I prefer the fruity shit. I don't care. I like the fruity shit that actually tastes good.
Oh, so you are gay.
I mean, tell that to my fiance. I don't think she knows.
My dear, I regret to inform you he's into the fruity shit. Buy a strap-on and some edible panties.
She might be ahead of you on that one.
My dear, I'm in room 118. See you tonight.
We've been in an affair for 3 months.
Wait, what?
I don't know this man.
Leave it to the dragon show to be like, welcome to Adultery Hour.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Iggy,
Booze you wish you could.
you need to understand something. If you've known me, for those of you who don't know me, the reason I can drink on stage the way I do is I do this for a career. I do this for a job. I have to take people out and drink with them and then convince them to give my company money. Which means that I have had every drink under the sun. So I say this with the utmost respect and terror. This man, Iggy, has given me the only drink in my life that I will never drink again under any circumstance. And that drink was called the War Crime.
It has another name. I'm pretty sure I know the one we're talking about here. Was it the Romulan Ale?
No. This was the War Crime. I do apologize. He created the drink. Furion shared it with me. The War
You gotta remind me
Crime
which one it is then.
involved warheads.
Oh, Jesus.
There we go. Guys, this gentleman has made the only alcoholic cocktail which is putrid enough to me that I will never drink it again. And I respect you for that. So, Iggy, what was the question again? Could you ask that to Iggy, please?
Oh, what are
Boozes you don't like?
but wish you could enjoy?
Go ahead, Iggy.
That's tough. I guess one, I like wine, But so I guess this has a tiny bit of story, if I may.
course.
So the first alcohol it's not the first alcohol I ever purchased, but it's the first alcohol I ever purchased with friends. And I had dumb friends. Because we're in college, we're all dumb. That goes with the territory. And so we went to this, college town. There's these random, liquor stores, and they just have all kinds of crap just piled up everywhere. And then there was a refrigerator that had all kinds of fancy wine. Now, I say fancy, they were about $8 a bottle, and, we only had about $10 in our pocket. So this was seeming really, really fancy and good for a liquor store that's stacking stuff on the floor. Like the aisle was, nothing. So anywho,
Kenwood.
Exactly.
Okay.
So they had a bottle there, and it was a big bottle too. So that was a selling point, was that it definitely had about 2/3 more than a regular bottle of wine. It was a white wine, and it goes by the name Chablis. It is an extra dry wine, and it doesn't really go. It's not really Chablis; it's actually Chablis, but we call it Chablis because when you go to drink it. When you go to drink it, imagine right now you have saliva in your mouth, and you've probably had bad alcohol before. The bad alcohol tastes bad, and your saliva kind of washes it out, and it kind of is like some really bad mouthwash, and you eventually swallow it, and it goes away. Even Malort eventually goes away. Chablis. Imagine if you could just drink your armpit, drain that sumbitch out, put it in your mouth, and when it goes into your mouth, all of the saliva, it's like grape nuts. All of the saliva in your mouth goes, and that's it. All you have left is Chablis, and you have to swallow. That sucker sat in the fridge for a year. Normally wine you put in the fridge, it levels out. No. I'd rather drink 4 bottles of Malort that day than finish that bottle of Chablis.
You have to understand, that is crazy that you brought up grape nuts. Grape nuts was my dad's series. It is very healthy for you, and I saw him prepare grape nuts one day. He took a bowl, put a bit of grape, and then he poured sugar. And I don't mean us, no. The milk became viscous. And he looked at me with a totally straight face, and in all earnest said, a healthy breakfast.
Wait, so if you eat grape nuts, how do you not break all of your teeth? It sucks up a gallon of milk, and there's no moisture left in the bowl.
I don't even know if he wore his teeth while eating that.
Okay, hold on. This makes so much more sense now. You get up from your dad taking healthy food and turning it into shit. Your dad's I'm gonna take grape nuts and turn it into Captain Crunch. And just use fucking all the sugar. I just totally made this pointless. And buying this healthy cereal.
That is fucking funny.
We got more questions.
Hold on, are you not going to answer the booze one?
I was gonna say, if I could enjoy something just so that I can enjoy it when I'm forced to take it. Wait, that sounded wrong. When I'm forced to drink it, I would wish I could enjoy Malort. Because I live in Chicago, and we have a jackass friend who make us drink Malort whenever he can. So that's just the thing. Because it's Chicago.
Because it's Chicago. Before we go on, I would like to introduce you to the drink that Iggy created, the War Crime. The War Crime is a bottle of Malort with 2 shots taken out of it. 1, 2, then gone. Malort is bad enough as it is. Once it is done, apparently this wonderful person took 6 warheads, the super sour candy, crushed them with a hammer, and put them in the bottle, and then put it on the shelf for a month. And before he gave it to fucking Furion, he strained the thing out, put it back in the bottle, capped it, and sent it to our house, where Furion arrived in our kitchen, poured us all 3/4 shots, and put a warhead into the shot to finish off.
God.
I have been drinking since I was actually much later than you guys assume. I didn't start drinking till I was around 22 years old. And I have, no. Believe it or not, I was very late drinking. I was actually terrified of anything that could adjust my mental state until I went camping. Yes. Until I went camping with a friend and realized that the funniest thing in the world was making my very heterosexual friend hold me while I peed while not falling down a cliff. And I can say this with a totally straight face. That motherfucker pushed me down a piss-soaked cliff. I deserved it. But to that day, I have never had a drink that after I drank it, I immediately went, oh my God, I need to purge. Your drink, Malort, soaked in warheads with a warhead at the bottom. I drank it, I put the warhead in my mouth, I spit out the warhead, and I immediately went into my restroom to purge. That was the worst thing I ever drank, and I will never be able to explain to you how impressed I am. That was awful.
All right, we got some more questions. Sarathan.
Hey, Sarathan.
Hi, Sarathan.
Oh, he's here. Hi, Sarathan.
You're given your own furry reality show. Oh boy. What is the concept and how would you determine who wins?
Do you guys remember The Mole?
Yes.
The Mole is the only true reality TV show that I would not miss. Everything about The Mole sparked my interest. Puzzle games, puzzles that was literally who is the mole, and on top of that, one of the performers, a person on stage who was there playing the game and trying to convince everyone else he was part of the team while sabotaging them. And that sparked my interest. I loved The Mole. So we're going to do that as furries. We're going to do The Mole, but the mole trick is going to be there's going to be 10 contestants, and one of them will not be a furry. Oh. But here's the trick. We're going to tell the one non-furry, there's like, yes, you just must blend in. The real trick will be that all the other furries know that he's not a furry, and it's their job to fuck with him, and he needs to figure out that they're just over-the-top assholes. So that is my reality show, because for some weird part of me, The Mole was always that show that I thought, like, yeah, I want to be on there. I want to fuck with everyone. The Mole was wonderful, one of my all-time favorite reality shows. Actually, other than, where do they travel across the country?
Amazing Race.
Amazing Race, I caught every once in a while, and I enjoyed it, but nothing compared to The Mole. That was my bitch. I love that show.
All I know is it'd have to be on HBO because it's gonna lose that rating fast. No.
So how did the show go this week? He got fucked 4 times. Oh, so it's sweep. Gotta bring in the big 4.
Somebody invited Tommy Five Dicks over.
Oh, Tommy Five Dicks!
You got anything, Iggy?
I do. So we all know Big Brother, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sort of like that, except all the furries have to stay in fursuit as long as they can stand it. So once you die of heat exhaustion, or you're done screwing, because the best part about Big Brother is, if you didn't know, they have a show on another network called Big Brother After Dark. But nothing ever happens on Big Brother After Dark. But it's furries, and it's just going to be After Dark 24/7, and that would be the entire show. Who wins? Just someone's left at the end. We get our enjoyment out of it because it's just voyeurism central. There you go.
Hold on, is the winner the last person to get AIDS?
Jeez! Anyway!
Where's the cockroach?
I don't know.
I think Sam was not come back.
Okay.
Rashoni, what is your reality show? Will I hide from the audience?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is this reality show. You ever remember that one? It's called Isolation.
Yes.
That one always stuck with me. It was basically a show where you had it was a very small cast, 8 contestants. They were all closed into their own, basically isolation chamber. And they had challenges that the first one that would basically tap out, there was always a big shiny red button in that room. If you touched that button at any time, you could be like, okay, I'm done, I'm out. If you were the first one to tap out during a challenge, you were the first person that was out for that period of the game.
Really? That sounds fun.
Yeah, and so the thing is, you have to outlast people without knowing how they're doing.
Oh,
So you could be in there for like an hour and you're the only one left until you finally tap out.
Exactly.
Wow.
So it was a game of pushing everyone to that breaking point and hoping that you weren't the first one to do it. So the way that I see it, let's see, we could add in some fursuit making challenges. But the only way you can sew is with, let's see, let's tape some popsicle sticks on the ends of your fingers. So the only way you can sew is by hand.
yes.
Jesus.
Just a bunch of sadistic stuff like that. And let's see, I like the idea where you can, outlast people in a fursuit. But you've also got to do physical challenges like, panels and karaoke and hosting podcasts.
You just have to run panels till you die.
Basically.
furry
But
would
then,
make it
but then the
past
lucky part, if you're not the first one to tap out, but you still pass out, of course.
Of course.
If you're not the first one to tap out, they can just revive you and stick you back in. And congratulations, you won! You get to keep doing this shit!
My idea is very simple. Ninja Warrior with fursuiters.
Great answer.
That's gonna make it
I have seen that, and it is amazing. There was at least one or two contestants that went on there with fursuits.
Oh my, I have to look that up then.
So did anyone watch, it's on Netflix, I think they call it Beastmaster?
Yes.
Yes.
So season 1 of Beastmaster, they were like, the dress code is show off your pecs. And they were like, everyone's like, yeah, we'll watch this. Season 2, like, could you wear a shirt? And everyone's like, we're cool, don't worry about it. And me and Xander are sitting there one day, and we're watching this because we needed something on in the background. We're working on stuff for the Dragon Show. We're both at opposite computers. It's on in the background. And all of a sudden I hear this motherfucker and he goes, I miss shirtless Germany. And then he goes back to work. And he's like, I can't stop thinking about shirtless Germany.
That sounds bad. All right. Moving on. Draco Silverclaw.
Hey Draco,
Why do hot dogs come in packs of 10, but buns come in packs of 8?
because anyone who buys hot dogs is a pair of people. They're probably a mated couple. They got 2 buns, just jam it in, baby. Jam it in.
Naked
Anyway, I think you're on the right track there. Does anyone else got an answer? Because I got nothing for
Naked
that.
and afraid, but it's an MFF.
Oh, okay.
My friend, we call that security is being called.
I'm going to keep going. Shukin Flash.
Hi, Shukin. What's about to happen?
Wait, what?
Shukin never has short questions.
No! All right. You wake up to find yourself on a deserted island with nothing but your friends and a beached yacht. None of you remember how he got there, and there's no one else from the yacht to be seen. Oh my God, this is an essay. Upon examination, you discover the radio isn't working, and the ship is definitely not getting unstuck anytime soon.
All right, we're on Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, on the boat you find 5 days worth of food, a week's worth of water, a fully stocked bar, and few survival supplies on a life raft. You must survive Robinson Crusoe style until help arrives to rescue you. What jobs would you and your friends each do to contribute to your group until
That's
help arrives?
fucking easy. They've got a fully stocked bar. I'm the bartender / only person allowed to drink from the bar. We're saved. I will be drunk enough that I will watch you float into the ocean and die. I'm like, he made it.
He's why the rum's gone!
Yes. He totally made it. He totally made it. He just washed back up ashore. Kick him back out. He made it again. Twice he made it. Iggy, what is your job on Gilligan's Island?
Well, I'm the mathematician.
True, you are a mathematician.
So I would do like what the professor would have done. He would have found the flares in the life raft and used the alcohol that I would have to argue and steal it from a ferret to eventually light it to then cause just basically light the entire forest on fire to make someone think that something's bad happening and maybe someone will come and rescue us.
That was the longest way ever of saying you're gonna be food because I will fucking eat you.
I'm a dinosaur, motherfucker!
Dude, I watched the Flintstones. You have great ribs.
Just one day we find his body in a snapping turtle. It's like, they're not even carnivores. Somehow just
What the shit, Sander? Rashoni, what is your job on Gilligan's Island?
Oh, man. Well, I don't think I'm funny enough to be Gilligan.
No one is funny enough to be Gilligan.
Oh, man. Shoot.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, like he skips
No,
everywhere?
no, he can be the special guest and you can bring your guitar and you can do a concert.
Yeah, I'm the musical guest.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you
Remember
go.
when
Musical
Gilligan's
guest.
Island was like slipping in the ratings and they just, people
And-
just washed up?
And that's the thing, like, I'm the only person that managed to just, make it off the island before anyone else.
Yeah.
I was only on for an episode, so I just had to make an exit somehow.
Yes.
This is Furry Survivor.
It is Furry Survivor.
Hold on, you're just Gilligan's Islanding us, and that's Furry Survivor? And like the Harlem Globetrotters show up once a season?
Hey guys, sorry, request our plane here again.
Yeah.
It really is Survivor Gilligan's Island. They spent an episode, one of our challenges would be we just have to act out Shakespeare and someone wins. They did this on Gilligan's Island.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Legitimately, we know way too much about Gilligan's Island. You have to understand, when you are this old, that's what we had. You guys have Steven Universe. If you're as much of a dork as me, you guys have Gotham. They may not be great shows, but I'll be honest with you, none of them went, we need the Harlem Globetrotters to show up in the show. Writing team, what do you got? Plane crash. Wasn't that the last 8? Good plane crash. All right! Genius! And that was our television.
Oh, no, we had super old reruns. Like, we watched Andy Griffith and we were like, oh, this is super old. The cops aren't shooting anyone.
Yeah, that was the thing. It was reruns at Grandma's house. It was the only channel she would let me watch.
Yes! All right, hold on. We're going to do one in the room for all of you people who are from our generation. Are you ready? Swing your arms from side to side.
Take one step, and then again.
You know how I came up with that?
Together now. How'd they come up with that?
Captain Lou Albano, the guy who played Mario, had not seen the show at all, or the game. And he just saw like, oh, that's how he does the march. So I will just do the Mario, and I will walk as he's walking on Escape.
No shit. That's amazing and awesome, and they had Link every once in a while, and I loved it.
Excuse me, princess. He was such an asshole.
Link was a dick.
Oh boy.
I'll get my stuff.
Have we seen what?
Little Rascals.
Little Rascals. Oh shit, yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch
That
Little
show
Rascals.
was fucked up if you think about it.
That show was more fucked up when somebody told me the fan theory.
Oh God.
That all the kids are dead and Angelica is trying to deal with that?
That's Rugrats.
That's Rugrats.
What are we talking about?
You're
They're not the same
This
thing,
is
are
the
they?
50s Rugrats.
Oh! He had the little thing in his hair! Okay, they also all died. How's that sound?
Okay, so all the Rugrats were at Sandy Hook or something? Is that what you said? Wow! Hey, moving on, next question.
Anyway.
You need to understand something. That is why I love this man. There is no one in this world who can floor me the way that this sick motherfucker does. Because that was fucking dark, asshole.
Zen,
Hey, Zen.
if you invented the cake burger, how would you make it? Alpha.
That is very simple. Number 1, go to McDonald's. Number 2, go to Baker Square. Number 3, Xander left you.
Is that on the next Cooking with Alkali?
Why don't you tell them, here, you guys need to understand, the Dragon Show and all of our subsidiaries, that means Dungeons and Dragons, Cooking with Alkali, Zan Rants, all the things we've tried over they've all grown from something. Cooking with Alkali might be one of my all-time favorites that we came up with something, and they were like, why don't we play it serious? Because Xander, what was the original idea for Cooking with Alkali?
The original idea for Cooking with Alkali is he fails to make whatever he's trying to make, and the credits roll as he receives a pizza. from the pizza boy and everything.
And we would want, and the idea was we'd have stock footage, because there's no way I would ever do this more. No matter how fat you are, you don't do this. I was gonna order a large deep dish pizza, and then we were going to roll it a little bit faster while I ate an entire deep dish pizza while watching Seinfeld reruns. Because we couldn't think of anything sadder than failing to make dinner, ordering a pizza, and finishing it during the fucking Car BO episode. Because when you think depression, you think Cooking with Alkali. And that was one of my favorite ideas of yours. I always wanted to do that. I thought it was such a good idea. I also didn't want to vomit the moment you turned off the camera.
We're gonna keep going.
Go.
Shelly,
Hey, Shelly.
what are your top tech hacks?
I don't know what that means. Let's go over to Iggy. You're kind of tech-based.
Top tech hacks. One of the coolest things, just because I'm big into like retro gaming, if you've never heard of DOSBox, that's really cool. You can run all kinds of old games on newer hardware. It simulates DOS. So you can play, like, you've probably seen Boozy Badger play like old school adventure games and stuff. And they're around on the internet because some of them have no publisher available anymore or any rights or anyone that cares about them. So you can actually check out some really old cool stuff from the 90s that you may have completely missed or never even seen. That there's cool indie game titles, but there's some really good old stuff that if you've never heard of it, check out DOSBox and the community behind that kind of stuff.
Cool. Master of Orion 2. I need DOSBox to run. Me and you should totally play Master of Orion 2 sometime.
Did you ever check out Star Control 2?
Star Control 2 was amazing. I just didn't have the time to learn it. It's amazing.
We're gonna nerd on this forever.
Oh yeah, no, we need to stop this. Rashoni, going over to you. We need to talk later.
All right, so my one tech tip, I guess, when it comes right down to it, line your fucking cables up. I swear to God. Yes. Yeah, seriously, my basement right now is a fucking hornet's nest of crossed wires and tangled shit.
It's a fire hazard.
Because no, well here's the thing, it's all audio cables, luckily.
Good.
But the reason is I do a lot of my own music, so I'm constantly switching between all of my instruments back and forth. Like, wait a minute, I messed up on that one instrument, so I gotta switch, plug that back in. Shit, that's in the wrong line. Okay, that cable's dead. Gotta throw that one out. Gotta plug this one in. Find a way to line the damn things up so you're not tripping over them while you're trying to play.
Take those down, absolutely.
Gaffer.
Wrap your shit.
That's very good advice, yeah.
There's a cardboard box. There's
Okay.
a plastic bag in the cardboard box with Who's Line stuff in it. Please bring it to the room, comma. I do not have time to go back to the room, period. Thank you.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry, I have another panel in 10 minutes and I'm not going to be able to
Oh,
set up.
you are, yes. We'll do one more question.
We're going to do, actually, would you do me a favor?
All right.
Could you save those questions? We're going to do them on the next studio cast.
You're right.
Okay.
I will do that.
So
Around the
before,
Dragon Monk?
Dragon Monk, he fights and kicks, he hits with sticks. Dragon Monk. Before we go to how we're going to finish off the show, I want to know one thing. Rashoni.
Yes.
Before this convention, had you been a musical guest, a guest of honor, anything like that? Is this your first time?
Well, there were, I think
I know you've been a guest.
Yes.
But have you ever been labeled as the guest of honor?
No.
artist of honor?
This is the very first con that I've been actually invited as a guest of honor. And I tell you right now, it was the last thing I was expecting. I cannot believe that these guys would give me that opportunity. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Rashoni, if there's anything that you would like to say to the attendees, I'm going to start with the attendees. Is there anything you'd like to say to the attendees, bearing in mind this is going to be immortalized on our channel? So like 8 people are going to see this.
Wow.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Whole 8. That's a lot.
Oh man. I guess I'm trying to picture myself where I was a couple years ago. This was before I even started performing on stage or anything like that. I would look up at these guys and be like, wow, that looks like so much fun. I wish I could do that. The only difference between there and here is just getting up and doing it. Once you find a reason to do it, that's all you need. That's all I gotta say.
Okay. Thank you.
Iggy, if I remember correctly, this is also your first time being a guest / artist of honor, correct?
Technically, yes.
Yes,
You
techno.
like stick figures?
Son of a bitch. Okay, that's a great answer, but shut the hell up. Iggy, if there's anything that you could tell to the audience of Fur Reality, the con goers of Fur Reality, what do you got?
Wow, there's so many things I could say, but I guess I'll go with this one. That it's always really important that the audience is what really brings everything together. This is the furry audience, the furry fandom is basically the most welcoming. Everyone's helping each other out. Everyone wants, like, there's so many panels at these kind of conventions that I could never run at any other kind of convention, an anime con, a gaming con, whatever. The attention span is not there. The willingness to just make it work is not there. And there's a lot of really cool things that we can do together that we just can't do anywhere else. And that's something that you asked me, you know, how did I start running all this? It was like, well, let's just keep pushing the envelope. Let's just keep doing things that are crazier and crazier and more elaborate, and this fandom has always reflected back all the effort I put into it, and it's always such a rewarding show, and it's always a blast, and every time someone's like, man, it was a great show, and like that moment where you make someone's weekend is literally like the thing I live for, and I'm just glad that so many people have an awesome time, not necessarily at my panels, but everything, but that's sort of what keeps me going.
All right, great.
So before we finish this off, I just want to say to you the one thing that Xander has been Artist of Honor, I have been a Guest of Honor, and here's what I want you two to both remember, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. You motherfuckers earned it. I'm so happy that you guys are Guest of Honor. Guys, one more time for our Guest Artist of Honor, Rashoni and Iggy! Now the Dragon Show has a tradition at the live shows, so before we do that tradition, bear in mind the show is not over. We're about to ask you that if you have any recording equipment, we're about to have you turn it off. It is actually extra important that you turn it off this time. Guys, this is a rarity. If you've known this show, if you know it live, you know that the charity story usually falls to me. This time, the story comes from Xander the Blue. And it is very important that this is not recorded, that we have no evidence of this. Guys, we are about to go to the Dragon Show charity show, so before that, let's do our outros. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Dragon Show. I want to thank our guests, Iggy, Rashoni, Xander. My name is Alkali. Thank you very much, and good night!
Just saying, if you liked it, we're on dragonshow.com, on YouTube, and all that kind of crap. Hey, could I get my...
If you are looking for our YouTube channel, yes, it is dragonshow.com. On there we have Dungeons & Dragons, a D&D show. We are about to re-kickstart. We just have a little bit of trouble filming. We have